Welcome to the Gedi show. The political talk is right here with you. Today, we are on the hot seat with a man who has been in the corporate world for quite some time, but has an interest in the Wajir West politics. He has a lot to tell, and we're privileged to have him here. Together with me is Honorable Yusuf Mohammed Farah. Honorable Mohammed Yusuf Farah, welcome to the Gedi show.
Welcome, thank you very much. Good.
To start with, Honorable Yusuf, I would like to briefly start with an introduction question of who Honorable Yusuf Mohammed Farah is.
My name's Yusuf Muhammad Farah. I'm from Wajir West. I was brought up in Wajir town. I was born in 1981. Went to school in Jogbaro Primary School, then Wajir High School, then University of Nairobi. Then I joined the forces for a while, the police force specifically. And after that, I went and worked with several other NGOs, and in particularly, I also worked with IEBC. Then I joined the corporate world, where I make my daily survival, and for now, I have been working in the corporate world for about 15 years. That is me.
Fair enough. And you've shown interest for politics while having a good backup from your corporate experience. What is interesting in politics for you?
There are a lot of things that is interesting for me, particularly it's not individually but for the community sake. Me joining the politics was a call from the people from Wajir West. So many people came complaining about the state of life in Wajir West. They had a lot of issues that they thought a good leader can change. Most specifically are security issues that we have with Borana site. Currently, our animals and the pastoralists have shifted to as far as Somalia to go and look for pasture due to insecurity. Initially, those animals used to graze in the eastern side. The other thing is education, lack of education. People are not considered very well for the CDF issue. It's not distributed equally and fairly. Also, the other issue that is affecting the people are lack of water and health services. This has forced me to come and join politics to change the people's life. And I have the ambition, I have the will, I have the urge to serve my people diligently, and also to do other issues which I can't now read. I can't summarize all at the same time due to lack of time.
Fair enough, Honorable Yusuf. There is a name that is now becoming a household. Yusuf Muliro is the name I need to ask on behalf of the viewers. You are a public figure now. Regardless of the meaning, where did you inquire this name?
I got the name while I was class 4. At that particular time, when Sinde Muliro passed away, there was a teacher in the school who asked us at that particular day, he asked a question. There was a prominent leader who had died today. Who can name the leader? And then I have shouted Muliro. Then all of a sudden that came up, and up to now the name is continuing, and everybody is calling me Muliro. Probably they have even forgotten my real name.
Mr. Muliro has been an icon in the history of Kenya, and I hope you also in possession of the same qualities as a leader. To go direct into the main political transactions, we can recently, in the last 24 hours, the dust has not settled, but through a laborious 3-month processes, your clan elders have settled on the incumbent MP, Honorable Ahmed Gholosh, through delegate voting. In a process that was neck to neck, you garnered 64 against his 70. This has resulted into an extreme, sharp, difference among the community, as can be seen from Wajir West. While speaking to this, what's your reaction towards the results?
Frankly, it is true. We had the process. The process has been concluded, as you have said, 3 days ago. That was on Thursday, this week. Fortunately or unfortunately, the committee or the delegates have elected the honorable member, Honorable Gholosh, who garnered, as you have said, 70 votes against 64 of mine and 45 of the other candidate, that is Honorable Dawir Goro. Initially, that was the case, but after the result, we left there. People were not happy. Things were not the same. Then there was a Thanksgiving which happened today, which I called my supporters together for Thanksgiving, but the people have decided that we need to reconsider the decision, which it's online, it's everywhere. You can see people have been shouting up and down, saying that the process was not free, fair for all, and it was not the expected result. However, we need unity in this family. I have been agitating for this delegate system for quite a while. As you have said, it was rigorous for 3 months. We have been in the process, but politics is all about ideology, is all about change. It's democracy, and you can't just ignore people's voice. If people tell you it's not worthy to step down, then it is them to decide, not me. We were together today. They have aired their grievances. They have said what they can. They thought the process was not free and fair, and still they think we can salvage something. We came together, me and my brother Dair. We want to have a formidable force. We want to join hands. We want to bring other aspirants who are not in the process, who initially refused to participate in the process together, and have one candidate. And the candidate is not still known. It will be known in the few coming.
Today, in your explanation, are politicized in giving to people who are undeserving.
Yeah, sure. That is number one, because the key issue here is leadership. When you are looking for leadership, you must show leadership. You must be transparent. You must be equal to the task. You must be fair to all. These are the key integral issues for a good leader.
Fair enough. And Wajir West is an integral part of the rest of the county. Talking of county government and resource sharing, where do you place the yardstick in terms of development for Wajir West with regard to funds from the county government so far?
In terms of percentage?
You are just general observation.
For the last 5 years, nothing has happened. Completely. Nothing. Zero.
What do you think is the reason for that?
Because of maybe poor leadership. Probably even then the other parts of the constituents are the same, of the county are the same. And I think there is no fairness in distribution of resources.
And do you think, as a resident and a resident of Wajir West and as a leader, that Honorable Ahmed Gholosh has not done the necessary interventions of bringing, a unity bond between the county government and national government for the sake of his people, so as to upscale development pillars in Wajir West?
Not only the county government, but also the constituency level.
He has done almost zero. He has divided people in so many groups. If you compare the day he was elected and today, people have completely divided in the middle. There are a lot of issues. I personally think he has not done enough to bring the people together and to agitate and to propel the people's right in both the county government and the constituency level. And that is why I'm here offering myself as an option to the people.
So you'll offer a leadership that will unify both ends of the national and the county government. That's what you have said. Now, with the same trust in place, the county politics is contingent on the constituency politics, and you are a leader. Give us your direction with regard to the county politics.
County politics in terms of who to be elected?
In terms of governorship and all other stakes, as a leader and as aspiring MP for Wajir West. Can you give us a hint of where we can find Honorable Muliro to be in position?
Currently,
in terms of support
in terms of support, I have no fear of contradiction. I want to assure you, my candidate for Wajir governor is Honorable Ahmed Abdullahi, because of his developmental records, because of what he has done, because of what I think he can do. It is known for everybody in Wajir County what he has done so far, and I hope if we again take him back to where he was before, or we make him the governor of Wajir County, he can do better. He has already been tried and tested, and that is it. That is my candidate.
You talked about Ahmed Abdullahi, the first governor of Wajir, as your choice, and having applauded him for good performance and good track record. Are you saying, in other words, the successive two, governors, Honorable Mohammed Abdi Mahmoud and Honorable Ahmed Ali Mukhtar, have weighed down the scale of performance than Ahmed Abdullahi?
I think that question is ironical to me, because you being one of Wajir county resident, you can see for yourself. If I am sure you can compare both the previous regime and the two current governors, which unfortunately or fortunately fall in the same 5 years. So I don't need to explain much.
Of course, as a journalist, I'm also supposed to, bring that and toss it to you as a leader, so that you can put your thought on the same. But fair enough, that answered. I would like to ask, which party is Honorable Muliro-Wajir?
Currently, I'm not. As I have said earlier, we have said we will come up with one candidate. I don't know if I will be. If I happen to be that person, my party will be ODM.
ODM,
which means Azimio.
So you are for the same idea that Baba for the fifth president?
Yes, Baba for the fifth president. Sure.
In northern Kenya, in terms of marginalization, when we check into the national cake, has remained discriminated for quite some times, going to the 60 years now. What will be your take, apart from representing your Wajir West people? What will be your take in terms of bringing input to facilitate developmental pillars on behalf of Wajir people?
Can you repeat that again?
Wajir County, for instance, lacks connectivity of power, the national grid, whereas Garissa has. We are still among the few counties that are in the off-grid. Wajir people are yearning for that leader who can bring solution, universality, working on principles of universality to bring about county-wide solutions for problems that are county-wide.
I think that needs a joint effort for all the leaders, elected leaders. It's not an individual task. A grid, national grid, will eventually come to Wajir, but I don't know exact time. What I can only do is to bring all leaders together to try to bring them, to mobilize them, to go and at least air our grievances to the relevant authorities. That is, if it is Ministry of Energy, to act and at least provide the necessary support. That is the only. Mine is just mobilization and agitating for the rights of Wajir county people. It's not an individual's responsibility. It is all over, because this is grid. If it is brought here, it will benefit every constituency. It won't only benefit Wajir West. So we need the goodwill from the governor, from the senator, from all the MPs, the 6 members of parliament in the 6 constituencies, to come up with a proactive process and plan that the government, to force the government to at least bring the power closer to the people.
There is a high level of propaganda and fake news that is imminent in our social media sites. Could you speak to that?
Propaganda about?
Fake news, and in this electioneering time, we're having the youth hell-bent on creation of fake news, and as a leader, what will be your warning towards the same?
My warning is, Islamically, it's not allowed. It's not allowed to slander your brother, to say something against him that is not true. But this is not something that we can control. It is bound to happen everywhere. It is an issue that is, people nowadays, youth have that urge of writing. They are learning this kind of creative writing. So I think in one way it's beneficial, because the person who is writing has learned how to write, how to construct sentences, how to do issues. On the other flip side, he is doing more harm than good, because saying something which is not true, it's not fair. I could have only advised my fellow brothers not to slander or say something against someone, which even if it is true. No need of you writing something that is untrue. You need to write the truth, whichever way. So my advice is just to them to write what is good. And also, it's not only the youth, it's also the politicians who are also misusing the youth to write something like that. I advise the politicians not to misuse the youth. And also I advise the youth not to be misused by the politicians.
As a personality, do you think you can consider yourself a person with balanced personality?
Of course. That's fair.
Touch on the same, because you actually look a very moral person.
Honestly, I can say a lot of things, but sometimes it's not fair for me to be the one who is trying to praise himself. It could have been somebody else, but if you have asked me, I'm somebody who is calm. I'm somebody who respects others' opinion. I'm ready to work with anyone. I respect others' privacy. I'm honest. I'm so many other characters, which I'm outgoing person. So I'm go-getter. So this combined together, I think I'm a balanced person in terms of even religion and in terms of this social life. This crazy world. This is a very crazy world. People are doing very crazy things. I don't do that. I'm somebody who is morally, I believe I'm somebody who is morally upright, who cares about other people's feeling, who cares about other people's life, and I also take care of myself. I don't try to run up and down. So I think I'm a balanced person in all aspects.
Thank you very much. And we are getting to the closure point of the show. But I need to also sum up with this political talk show, by giving the Honorable Yussuf Muliro a chance to speak to the thousands of electorates who are now watching him so that he can give direction. There are many things he has tackled on. For example, we are in the waiting bay to receive what they are going to give us as a candidate, now that they have resonated into going to a different line than that of the clan, decision. With the same question, the answer to the same question expected, Honorable Muliro, I want you to look into the camera and give your parting shot.
My parting shot first is to thank my supporters who stood with me all the time, who supported me, who advised me, who prayed for me, all the men, women, youth, every single person who has supported me in this journey, in this political journey. It was not easy. It was too messy. It was noisy. It was not something that is, we can say it is easy. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you very, very much wherever you are. Those who are praying and who are not around, who are sending prayers, good wish. That all those, whoever supported me in any way, I thank them all. The other thing is, I tell you, all my supporters, everywhere you are, please be calm. Just stay tuned. Wait for our conclusion. Wait for our endorsement. Wait for our direction. I assure you, it won't be a bad one for you. It will be the one maybe you have been yearning for, and even better. I believe you have waited enough. You have persisted enough. You have respected others. I assure you, we will advise you on the way forward soon as possible. On the other hand, I advise you to be calm, not to abuse anyone, not to misbehave, not to do any issue, any bad activities. So until we come up with a solution to the problems today we are facing, it will not be very far. It will be very soon. Please be assured, by maybe 3, 4, 5 days to come, even a week, we will unveil our candidates. We will come back to you guys. We are still seeking your support, and we thank you so much.
Will you be happy, because there's a question, will you be happy if the candidate is not you?
Fair enough. I will be happy if the candidate is not me. I will assure you, I will support anyone who is been nominated at that juncture, because this is not a nomination of delegates. It will be a consensus candidate.
Let me wish you will be the one who is going to be given the chance to lead, because we need to end the program with a positive note. It was our pleasure having Honorable Muliro, an Wajir West political aspirant, an MP for that matter aspirant, and we will be bringing you more interesting stories from those who are worth to listen to from our county. Thank you very much, Honorable Muliro. We wish you all the best in your political endeavors.